Testing, testing, testing. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Get Candid Podcast. I'm your host, Bribing Yourself. I'm so glad to be here today. I'm blessed. I wasn't having the greatest day. We know of all the things that have been happening in our country, in America at this time with the gun violence. It's hit pretty close to home recently with one of my students being murdered. So I just feel like really, I don't know. I wasn't in the space to record this episode, but I'm glad that I'm up and I'm pushing through and I'm gonna get this done. A lot of times, self-sabotage stems from our emotions, our emotional well-being, and not being able to push through, or not, whether it's because we have low self-esteem, we have low self-esteem. We care too much about what other people think about us. We don't think what we're doing is right, meaning like we're going to be successful in it, or we just lack that confidence. And so I know it's similar, but I just feel like it comes from me doing that. Like I'll start one day and I'll give myself an excuse as to why I can't record. But sometimes it's legit not excuses, but reasons why I can't record. And then the next week it like ripples. So I'm trying to get over that hump of like letting, things happen and then not following through. So yeah, I'm going to share with you what actually I used some of the tips today because everything that was happening with gun violence was very heavy on my heart. And so I decided to journal about it. So I wasn't planning on starting with journaling, but this is my experience of today and what has happened. And it's my truth. Like, it's been on my heart heavy. I wrote and I kind of feel a lot better. I felt frustrated and everything like that, but I'm glad I got everything off my chest. I actually have therapy after this recording, so it kind of works itself out. And yeah, so that's one of the things to do to combat self-sabotage. When there's something that's on your mind, whether it's the thoughts that you have about yourself, things that are distracting you, it's always good to journal because you get those thoughts down on paper and you're able to analyze it and determine where the thoughts are stemming from, or if there's anything that you can do about it. Or like just having a venting session feels so good, right? Doing that is really important. I am a certified Writing to Heal instructor, so I really push for journaling daily. It really helps us to progress, whether it's tracking our goals, whether it's processing our past and learning from the past so that we don't repeat the same cycles, or even looking like to determine what those cycles are because we don't realize it in the moment. It's kind of like we're researching ourselves. I pretty much feel like when we're journaling. And so I strongly encourage that. Today, actually, my hair looks like this. Well, it's not that messy, but I came from work, cooked dinner, and I went to sleep because I was in my feelings. So I went to sleep. And when I woke up from a phone call, I was like, I'm about to go back to sleep. And I was like, no, I have to get up and I have to record. So I did what is the famous Mel Robbins countdown, where you count from 5 seconds and you just get up and do it. Before I used to just look at the time and give myself like 10 minutes, but no, now I just count down from 5 to 1 and then I'm up and I'm moving. Especially when I'm tired in the morning and I don't feel like getting up and I want to press the snooze button, I count down from 5 to 1 and I just get up. And it's just like, it helps because you're not overthinking it. It's just like, all right, go. Like, I'm not even thinking about what I don't even have to think about in that moment what I'm committed to doing or what the bigger picture is. It's just like when I count down, that means go. You already know. You don't even have to think that far. You just know, like, this is what this means, right? So that's another thing to do is just counting down to 5 and pushing yourself through, not even thinking about the why nots that you're not doing it, just thinking about you said you were going to do this. So you're committed to yourself, just remembering that you're committed to yourself. Or even if you feel like sometimes it's just been something that's going on for a long time, and pushing yourself because you might have your why, which is like, there's somebody out there that you're working for, working to do this work for. But pretty much I've learned over the last year that it's really important to do the work for myself. And once I'm doing the work for myself, it'll have a ripple effect. So right now, and I'm not a person that has been used to putting herself first. So the fact that I'm putting myself first is weird. And even that sometimes, like, because this is something that I dream about, having this podcast and sharing my ideas with women. sometimes because I felt like maybe I'm not worthy enough or important enough, I didn't care to continue or be consistent with it because nobody cares, right? Like, I'm doing this for me. Nobody's going to miss it. Like, if it's gone, that's the type of mindset I had. And also, sorry, I have a meeting with my therapist in a couple of minutes when I don't feel like doing something, because for me, public speaking has been very hard. It's something that I've had to push myself to overcome. Writing for others to see my work has been something that I had to push myself through to overcome that fear of being judged. But I'm past that. And bribing myself sometimes when I don't feel like doing something, like, all right, if you do X, Y, and Z, then you can get your nails done, or you can watch, TV or show, like something small, but something that you want to do that makes yourself happy because you got these things done. So I kind of bribe myself sometimes when I have a lot of things to do with throughout the week. I'm like, all right, Ray, like once I set my schedule for Sunday, I'm like, all right, let me look at what I have. And if I hit all these points, at least these 3, or I have to do at least these 4 things for the week, then you get Chipotle at the end of the week. Like something like that. Something that's simple, but something that like will motivate you. Chipotle, yes. Chipotle motivates me. I love Chipotle. And also like looking at why you don't want to do what you're supposed to do. Why are you self-sabotaging? Why are you putting yourself down? Where's that low self-esteem really coming from? So digging deeper, possibly with your therapist, is a way to get through or to understand yourself better. Definitely. And also, like I said, with the journaling, you can do that as well, as just process who you are and what's stopping you from doing that, so that when you have those feelings of, I don't want to do this, or I'm not good enough, you have a system in place. Like I told you, that countdown for me is a system that I have in place when I'm not feeling my best. My journaling is a system that I have in place when I'm not feeling my best, so I'm just writing down. Sometimes I just feel lazy and I don't feel like doing it, but that type of lazy behavior or disinterest is what's hindering my growth. So like I have these systems in place for when I'm feeling like that, and clearly it works because I'm here right now, right? I would definitely say, like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's what's stopping you. Like you feel like, oh, I'm not enough, but I can't do this. It's just kind of thinking about the things that you have accomplished in the last couple of weeks, couple of years, that you felt like you couldn't accomplish before, but you made it through. Like considering those things and reminding yourself that you are great would definitely be helpful, as well as making sure that your goals are small and digestible. So like I said, you may not be able to walk on the moon, right? That could be your goal. But if you start putting on your space suit and start taking the classes, for like a semester or something, and you learn the certain things, and you feel more comfortable when you've done that, that like simulation, you know what I'm saying? Like taking baby steps towards your goal, so that you're not necessarily quitting or like putting yourself down so that you can't do it, but the things that you can do. And once you get through the little things and you consistently do that, you'll be like, oh, you look back like, oh shit, that's the only time I like to look back, is to see how far I've come. So definitely those are the ways that I avoid self-sabotage. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.